Got our second game coming your way right now, and obviously Fnatic coming in 1-0 down to Singularity for the time being. Singularity definitely coming in swinging, I think, in this series. And I think I want to reiterate what Foxdrop talked about on the desk from the very beginning of the day. I don't think we've had a finals where it has been just non-academy teams for quite some time. I think there's always been at least one academy team in the finals over the last couple of years, ever since the academy teams have existed, let alone not sending any of the academy teams to the European Masters. And that's what's on the line for Fnatic. XL have already lost their European Masters slot, by the way. XL, who were the previous European Masters finalists, got nowhere near their European Masters spot. And now Fnatic, who had a very disappointing outing in European Masters Spring this year, looking to redeem that by getting to Summer, are just 2 games away from losing that chance and not making it back to the European Masters, which we will send Tricked and potentially Singularity to non-academy teams to represent us at the European Masters, which is pretty crazy to think about. In my memory, I have not seen a point where we've sent 0 academy teams to the European Masters, ever since those academy teams came into play. So it is a pretty big deal, realistically, for anybody that's been involved in NLC, UK League of Legends, and Nordic League of Legends for quite some time. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. So we've seen the Aurelia ban. One of the big takeaways here for Fnatic Rising. Clearly seeing issue with that. Now it syncs up with Sejuani. But, for Singularity, if ain't broke, don't fix it. They're still going to go first round blind. An interesting thing here is that we see the Aphelios, and I like that in terms of, we saw one of the issues that was there for Fnatic Rising was shredding through that front line, and Aphelios absolutely can do it. The problem is you're immobile. There's no Thresh available. So the pillar has a lot of impact here. You can definitely just throw it behind him and cause issues.
Yep, that's my thoughts exactly. As soon as they swapped to that Aphelios there, I'm like, interesting, cool. Yeah, you got that machine gun. That's a lot of damage, but Trundle already being picked up. That's so hard to navigate as Aphelios, like, ridiculously hard. And to be honest, we even saw in last game, Tristana and Lucian were finding it difficult to navigate the pillar, and they're way better at it than Aphelios is. So that is something, Beans are going to have to play pretty perfectly, and depending on how the rest of this draft goes as well, if Singularity get a bit more engaged or a bit more dive, or if Fnatic can't draft some more protection, I think maybe that's why this Braum's come through here, as to stop Fnatic from picking it up themselves and having a way to protect being on this Aphelios.
See the second ban phase coming through soon. Let's see what Fnatic choose to round out their first part of their draft with. The Rakan is being hovered right now. More teamfight presence for Fnatic, though. A little bit more teamfight setup to kind of facilitate and aid the Diana. Makes Aphelios a bit safer. Rakan's got some relatively solid peel in his kit. Definitely a shift for Fnatic in terms of what they are bringing to the table, whereas Team Singularity definitely looks like we're either getting a jungle or top lane Trundle this time round.
I think the interesting thing is picking up Braum so really kind of limits the impact of the flex, although at this point they've taken Sejuani last draft, so this is some of the situation. It does mean that by picking your support this point in the draft, that you can pick the Rakan, which is a really good matchup because the Braum struggles to ever proc his passive on Rakan because of his mobility. He can dash in, dash out. It means you have great CC to layer with the Diana. And also right now, I think Fnatic feel a bit more comfortable in this front to back. So it's an interesting one. We'll sort of see how things pan out there, but I'm not feeling as confident what Singularity have so far. It really comes down to how they're going to round things out.
Yeah, there's not a lot of engage either right now from Singularity. So that Kennen ban for me, I think is really brilliant because that's a great one. Just jumping in on the back line caused a lot of problems for Fnatic. Last game, they had a lot of answers for it, did Fnatic, but it does mean if you're answering Kennen, you're kind of running out of answers for the rest of the team, and that's where Singularity was able to shine. And I just think, you're looking for something that can jump in. You've got a lot of protection right now. Unless you just want to play that kind of kite back style with Singularity, have a good team comp to do that with the Braum, the Trundle, even Ez being able to sing out damage from far away. If that's the pivot that Singularity want to do here, then it becomes the onus is on Fnatic to maybe draft something that's a little bit better on the engage. It's going to be a blind Gnar in the top side, potentially blind. It could be going up against this Trundle, but that's what Pride's deciding to do for this pick, and let's see how Singularity respond.
Yeah, it does mean you have the element of mobility. So if it isn't the Trundle, I think it's important to have an escape against the pillar.
Right.
Singularity going to go with the Ziggs, going to be in the mid lane, which means that essentially the function of this comp is going to be outranging the Aphelios, right? Because I think if you commit to a composition who's trying to dive in on him, he's just going to shred you. He kind of flourishes in that situation, but they can use the range available to the Ziggs to kind of play at a distance, poke down, harass in tandem with Yezreal, and then you have the kite back, the peel from this Braum and this Trundle, and really to round out the composition, they're going to go for the Gangplank. It means that it's so hard to engage on this team. You have Pillage, you have the Cannon Barrage, you have the Braum, you have the Satchel. They can just very much kite back and play at that long range. You're going to have priority mid into most matchups thanks to the Ziggs. Top lane is a pretty comfortable matchup for the Gangplank and the Gnar. You can actually bully it out early, especially level 1. So I think Singularity have navigated well. I think their final picks here put them in a decent spot.
Okay, that Yasuo is a bit of a curveball. I wasn't expecting that one. I was going to say, like, there's not a lot of targets on Fnatic's side who really want to, eat the range from Singularity. Like if Ziggs throws some things out, or Ez as well, like there's not a lot of body blocking going on there, and it is going to be that Yasuo mid. Now, I'm not familiar with the Yasuo into Ziggs, so either you or Jamada will be able to elucidate us a little bit on how that one works. But you know what? I'm actually just going to put you on the spot right now. What is the point? Like, what's the benefit of this Yasuo pick right here? What does it do for this Fnatic squad to beat Singularity?
So for me, it gives them a really strong dive, right? Diana, Yasuo is such a potent combo. You have Diana fly in, pop R, Yasuo instantly follows, and critically it means that they can't move out and they get caught in it. So there's now a lot of dive that on Fnatic Rising. The Yasuo is going to scale very well. He's going to be able to cut through the front line effectively. The problem is, I just feel like the comp doesn't mesh the best because they have these great engage tools, but then you're going to be waiting for Mega Gnar, which is a condition that kind of slows down when your engage windows are. You also have this Aphelios. Aphelios isn't that great at following up and dive. You can fire an ult over the top if you're in range, but for the most part, he's better at kiting back. So I think it was a nice adaptation. It's still going to lose prio like early against the Ziggs. I guess you can really push for it and take a bunch of harass. But eventually you are just going to get shoved on the towers. The waves get obliterated. And I think that Singularity have better tools for this game, but Fnatic have windows, and it very much comes down to those specific windows and finding the backline access.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out. Singularity seem to have the edge from the drafting phase in both games right now. It's just about whether they can find that and execute in game. And they were able to the first game. Let's see if they can do it in the second and put themselves one game away from that European Masters slot. Hand it over to Jamada and hit Braum for our second game.
Thank you very much, guys. Fnatic, honestly, throwing a bit of a gauntlet down here in the mid lane, locking in that Yasuo. They give themselves great tools to use it as well. The Moonfall, the Gnar, the quickness into the knockup from Rux. It's not like they haven't got a team that can play around this. It's, can they play around this? That's my real question here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like both these teams navigated this draft pretty well. I really like the Yasuo top off here. I think the fact that you have the additional lockdown off the back of, a Moonfall or Rux Grand Entrance, either or. And, you can, if you find the ins, kind of negate a lot of the range going on right here that SMG have got for themselves. Fnatic, they invade. Prosphere.
He's knocked up, he's ignited, he's flashed, and he jumps to safety.
W, yeah. So, gets that little gap extender or closer or get away tool. I'm not sure what trying to go for there, but does blow his flash, could potentially be crucial, but I think at the end of the day, the bottom side for SNG not really going to be something that's necessarily going to be played towards. But I think about it realistically, I'm actually take those words back immediately. Think about some of the lanes here for SNG. Top side, Razor on the GP into the Gnar should be able to handle it okay. I think sometimes, I think historically a lot of teams have considered Nara a bit of a counter pick into the GP, the range advantage. And Mega Gnar can be very difficult for GP to deal with. But I think with new items in this season, GP can definitely pilot the lane out pretty comfortably. But yeah, we'll have to see what the priority works. I think in the mid lane, the Yor for the first couple levels should have it. So I actually look towards the bottom side, because I think when you're talking about being very vulnerable to the pillar, when he really has the flash to deal with it, you have to be careful of some of these early ganks.
Finding the two-man knockup once again is not what Singularity need if they want to be playing towards this side of the map, at least in his earlier stages. Bean does eat a couple of Qs, and this top lane, it's, like you said, it used to be very Gnar favored. I think now it's a bit more skill matchup than it used to be. The range obviously does play a factor into it. You can pop the barrels from a safe range, but it's not the best range, as you can see. Yeah. Pride has to get into range to get comboed, and Weasel should be able to handle that. So it's a bit more of a skill matchup than it used to be, but I think the big power as well of GP is, first of all, it's similar to what he did on the Cannon. Sure, he doesn't lock the whole team down, but he has a massive AoE you can apply in team fights and kind of change the landscape of a team fight. But also, he doesn't have to be in lane. He doesn't have to burn his teleport to assist on a gank or a play or save his team from any problems.
Yeah, Weasel misses barrel combo there. Gonna find that one, and the trade back should be okay. Actually skilled parlay twice, so not gonna heal up and remove the stun. Just gets a little bit of extra damage on the back end of that trade. You have 2 GP connoisseurs on the cast right now, that's why you're gonna get.
I thought he misclicked, if I was gonna be honest with you.
No, I mean, you can do it in some lanes. It's definitely acceptable. I think it just looked a bit shaky because of the timing. And also, you know, you see somebody on top of you, you can do it in a lot of lanes, especially the melee ones where you're not getting poked out. Extra level can definitely pay dividends. Nice one. Oh, good job, Weasel.
That was a really nice one, Par, actually.
Thumbs up from me. Just taking a quick look at the rest of the map, it looks like Max picked up the bottom side skull. For now, again, because like what's highlighted, the Braum can't really lock down the Rakan in lane. It seems like Fnatic Rising will have pretty consistent priority here in the bottom side. Fury's actually managed to find himself a reset window here in the mid lane, and Naughty now, off the back of practically a full clear, up back towards the top side. Gonna see if he can find anything onto Pride potentially.
It's gonna be so
Gonna see him
hard
on
to
that
do.
ward. He's gonna see him on the ward. Will he change his
cancels?
mind? Yeah, I mean, we could see like a 3-barrel, like straight into a rundown here of Pride.
Just goes for the one part for now, but he has got that trial by fire to give him the bonus movement speed.
Oh.
The interrupt on the hop, and Weasel
That was nice.
isn't even needed to find first blood. Teleport's coming in, and Maxi's also on the flank. Dejor gonna jump in onto Nolty. He's got himself a bit of a speed up. Weasel trying to escape.
Oh,
Look
no.
at the damage! Nolty
Maxi's
steals
dead.
away the static. Gets
Maxi's
killed. There's
dead.
another teleport coming in. Fnatic is just being gifted.
Kill
gold
Pride.
here.
Kill him. Run him down.
Pride, this is risky.
Run him down.
Crossfair's coming in. He's got the stab behind. Goes in for the concussive blows. Not going to quite hit it, but Pride may just go low. Naughty's been funneled. 4 kills at the beginning of the game. It's doomed. It's so doomed.
I cannot believe what I have just witnessed here on this day of the lower bracket finals of the NLC in game 2. Yes, I'm going to call out the full title because I don't know how to describe what I just saw on my screen. But what I can describe is the fact that Naughty must be about 1,100 gold away from his Divine Thunder at 5 minutes into the game. Okay, Prospect going to face check.
He
nice hit.
does have the block for now. The Ignite's been thrown down. Maxi with a second dash. They can't quite get the damage onto him, but they may just turn onto Fury here. Eats himself another Crescent Slash.
no, he's here.
Comes the Fed Trundle. Run, Fnatic, run!
Run to the hills. Oh no. Well.
Wow.
Yeah, let's get a replay of that. So the initial gank, really good. The barrels do miss, but look at the pillar. Actually interrupts the hop here of Pride. Just barely. I think actually Pride would have got the double bounce on top of Noise. So really excellent pillar there. Weasel flashes away from Maxi, so that brings him into a safe range. And again, I spoke about last game how Trundle is such a strong early game champion. You can see the barrel plus the trial by fire reset just blows up Dejor. Not enough HP in the world to survive those 2 champions. Noise wails on Maxi as well, who blew his flash to get close to this fight. And then Pride just blew his flash in the top side gank. He's trying to run down Naughty for what? I don't know. Crossfair somehow manages to find his way up to this side of the map as well. I mean, honestly, wouldn't have been needed if you ask me. Could have just run down.
That was a hard wall to flash, by the way, from Weasel. It's not an easy one.
Prospect.
Prospect's been jumped onto and heavily chunked out
Fnatic.
support now at this point, but Fury's here. He's got that level 6. Naughty being chunked out pretty heavily. Here's the cannon barrage, and Rux is going to get bopped back. He has the battle dance to be able to jump to set. No, he doesn't. Fury kills him. And Singularity just getting away with murder there.
Oh my god, what is happening to Fnatic right here? I mean, like, you know, credit to SNG, sure, but these are some very, very questionable decisions coming out in these small images there. I think for Rux, I don't think he had cooldowns, so that's just the thing, unfortunately, for him. No flash, just used. We did see him use the Grand Entrance, and I assume Battle Dance must have been on cooldown.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
But yeah, SNG, they find the dragon. And the cannon barrage also helps them find that pick on the bottom side, and now this top side of the map as well. This is kind of the window where, as the GP, you can kind of bully out the Gnar. Not when he's in Megabot, because you've got that Sheen Pride, you know, so kind of starved of items right now. We're going to get the reset off. So maybe can find himself something like Ninja Tabi or Bramble Vest. Something to just, nullify some of the pain there. That's a free grasp stat, by the way. It's traveling still.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
I told you. So yeah, actually goes to the... Yeah, he's got the double Ruby Crystal. So he's just, trying to survive best he can.
It's a rough start here for Fnatic in game 2 of this best of 5.
Yeah,
and I think they're lucky that it's a best of 5, because if this was a best of 3, we might be talking about how it's been a good run for Fnatic. But,
exactly. Now, did Noe manage to finish up his divine? No. Okay, so he's next reset. We'll have that. Fury's going to pick up the blue buff, so that should be mid lane priority for a little while. And I mean, Trundle is so damn strong right now that I don't know how Fnatic are going to contest.
I think if he gets this, top lane could be in trouble, or mid lane.
I mean, so here's the thing, right?
So
it's mid. Let's talk about Herald usage for a second, because it looks like Fnatic, they're actually going to try and cross-map the pressure. I think they understand they're losing Herald right now. Herald usage in this game. So, you've got 2 carries on the side lanes who wouldn't mind it. A lot of scaling can definitely be a big thing to give them some of the gold. Talk about that in a second, though. SNG about to be the recipient of the 3-man dive.
Yeah, they're trying to lock Rux down. He's going to get himself caught as the teleport comes in, and Rux takes a lot of damage. And now it's Maxi's turn. He's going to be locked down, going oh so low. No flash available. Wazor secures the kill. Everybody committed to the other side of the map. And look at where the Trundle is. With the Ziggs, with the Rift Herald. And this isn't like a normal Rift Herald. He can just place this when he damn pleases, and Ziggs will finish it up.
This is a full tower.
Oh, this is a full tower.
If he pops it at 2 plates and they want to wait, this is a full tower.
But they have the satchel.
Yeah. All right. They are gonna just defend for now. But again, just those plates and 3/4. Yeah, I mean, there you go. They know 100% that this is basically the full tower gone. Power of Ziggs. The tower is effectively a 4-plate tower. Naughty so strong with the Sheen procs as well. There you go. Full tower.
Oh.
This, if I'm Fnatic, thinking about pause, I'm thinking about a quick, slash remake, and we just go to game 3, because okay, jokes aside, it's not looking great. Some of the decisions have not been fantastic for Fnatic, and we saw last game what SNG were able to do with our goal, with a team fight composition. And this time, if you ask me, this composition scales even heavier than game 1.
It's scary. It is very scary. And
now,
one of the things that we do get from the MasterCard Insight, and I mean, they're always insightful, but a little bit extra so this time. It's not been since 2019 where Fnatic didn't finish at least 2nd.
Wow.
So they are on the verge of kind of losing a real streak from them, a final streak at the least.
And I mean, to look at it in a positive light, SNG, at least by the trend of this game, potentially about to make history as well.
Potentially.
We'll have to see. Still have, at the very least, this game and another game to follow. But if there's one thing to say about the Fnatic draft, they have a lot more snap engage. They have a lot more agency than they did last game, but just no gold lead. No, I mean...
He's worth a shutdown. The Cannon Barrage comes in. The Moonfall's there.
He's so tanky.
Look at the globals! Just crossing around. 3 of them go down. Prosphere flashes out. Nulty secures a double kill. And they can't even kill Prosphere. Bean is splatted by Fury. And it's 9-0. 1 tower to 0. A Singularity gonna perfect game for that.
No.
Did I just cast the curse?
I was gonna. All right. So firstly, you've just cast the curse. There. Well done. Secondly, I was gonna propose the question, but I didn't really want to. Prospere's been looking a little bit suspect this game. So I'm gonna say
he used to be on Fnatic. He's a sleeper agent.
Yeah, he's a sleeper agent, man. And you know what? Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up. What a nice story it would be for Prospere, right? Leaves Fnatic.
Yeah.
Goes away to Korea. Of course, I believe that was late 2019. Spent some time out there, obviously returned to the UK scene. And it felt like on that super roster, I think it was it Spring Envision of 2020, where it was, I can't remember who the top laner was, Shikari. That was it. Shikari, Noi, Adept, Yusa, and Prosper. Wasn't able to beat any of the academy teams. Yeah. Wazor, I mean, he's got Flash.
Gets chased on gets slowed down. The Moonfall's not available, and Wazor, that's a lot of healing. Able to keep
right
himself
clicks
alive.
away.
Look for the barrel chain. Hasn't got it, but he's getting the damage off the Maxi.
my
Holy
God.
moly, the damage is huge right now. Teleporting in, finds the Q, and Bean's got a little bit too many chakrams, but Deja has to be a little careful as another barrel gets popped, and Wazor, he's a scary, scary GP right now.
Yeah, I mean, 1-0 and 8. He's got 8 assists. Should be able to pick up his, Divine Thunder. There you go. So he's online. Naughty is online. I beg your pardon. Ziggs down here. I mean, Naughty could probably 1v1 Pride. Very comfortably. Yeah, very comfortably. But yeah. Everyone on SNG right now, pretty much online except for Dragdar, of course, needs those 2 items. But just look at Fnatic Rising's inventories right now. They don't have the gold. They don't have the wallet. It's not big enough to stand up to this right now. But yeah, for Prospect, how nice the story would be to beat your X-Dog, knock them out of EUM and go to EUM yourselves. Wazor this time.
Wazor once again, he has the orange. Can he survive? The Moonlight Vigil comes in. The bomb's going to go in from downtown, and Wazor able to survive. Finally taking out the true shot barrage. Just about to get onto Pride, and he gnaws out at the perfect time. God damn.
These globals are so insane. The amount of just immediate response. And, you know, Cannon Barrage wasn't even available. You have to wonder if Cannon Barrage was just barely there for Wazor, how that potentially change that dive. How many more tools would Fnatic have to have committed or potentially overcommitted to? Able to make out of a 1-for-1. And I mean, all the while you just saw on the screen Dragdar up on the top side, farming away, taking place off that tower. Wazor does a great job of just, you know, returning some damage. The Divine Thunder healing plus Grasp as well gives him just about enough HP to almost walk out of that one. And Pride almost goes down as well off the back of the Mega Inferno Bomb and that True Shot Barrage.
It's just the globals are actually crazy.
Yeah.
I am loving what Singularity have come into this series. They've come prepped, they've come prepared. They've realized that Fnatic are a good team, but they're recognizing that they're better at team fighting, and they're just throwing the gauntlet down to Fnatic with these wacky and crazy team fight comps that Fnatic just aren't ready for.
Yeah. Now, SNG, they're gonna try and start this Herald on spawn. And they've also sent Dragdar and Co back down to the bottom side, but this is technically Fnatic's territory, so this is a bit of an overstay. But again, SNG so fed, may be able to kind of commit sin here, as in the mid lane, Wazor chunked out.
Oh, big barrel chain into the Q, but wow, Wazor does some damage. Is Pride?
Mega's timing out,
but he's about to lose it.
Yeah, and I mean, with that window, SNG should be able to reapproach that Herald and just pick this one up for free. Nothing that Fnatic were realistically going to be able to do about this one. And again, the IM spikes, they're in. You know, GP, such a strong 1IM champion now. Naughty as well on this Trundle. We've seen quite a few Divine Thunder Trundles in the LEC. And boy, do they put in the work.
And just another thing to kind of hit on as well, actually, because, you know, we talked a minute ago about Prospect, but the last time Prospect made it to the European Masters was with Fnatic. So
yeah, it would have been.
For him to actually return to the European Masters by knocking out his old team as well, really nice. Now, I think we'll get off Prospero on that one. He's almost got the James Bond score lined up for himself, 006. I believe that's Sean Bean's character who was that one.
Ah. Thank you.
He dies.
James Bond
spoiler.
Is it a spoiler if that film probably happened
Sean Bean's
before we were born?
It's not a spoiler that he dies.
Yeah, that's also true. I wonder why they did that. He's just that guy in Hollywood that just dies.
He's second most deaths of all actors. I can't remember who
Who's
the first is. I can't remember who the first is, but he says he wants to go for it.
Oh, Maxi.
Take first as Maxi subjugates on, being chased down. They jump in with a battle dance though from Rux, and that means that subjugate kind of used for nothing, but it does give them a little bit of time to kind of move through this jungle, place some vision down. Dragon spawning up in 13 seconds. It's not overly dominant vision from Singularity.
But I mean, if we swap the vision over to Fnatic, they probably have no vision in the river, and that's probably the key thing here. So they're walking into mostly darkness. As a highlight by our observer, SNG, they pop the Herald. They're going to try and take position, and again, so many zoning tools. Ezreal, Ziggs, GP, it's so hard to approach as Fnatic, but they've got decent tools here. Gravitum ultimate is there, but being one bullet left, he's going to use it.
Oh, he misses out, and there's the cannon barrage already into the into the true shot. The dragon's stolen away, and the glacial fissure goes wide. Here's the quickness, here's the turn. Oh, here's the moonfall. Last breath comes in, instantly exhausted though. But Fnatic, they've got the health bar to work with. Wazor's trying to find himself the additional kills. He's got the barrel, but the barrel's going to get popped before he can get that trial by fire. Knocked up twice in a row, and Wazor loses his life. Fnatic Rising have just taken this team fight flawlessly.
All right, Fnatic Rising, they find the angle, and this is what I was talking about with this composition. Unlike last game where they had no agency, no real just press our buttons and go tools, this game they do. They've got the Rakan, they've got the Diana, and most importantly, they've got the follow-up off of those two engages with the Yasuo, able to lock down Dragdar. And the rest of SNG kind of left floundering, trying to pick off multiple members on their lonesomes in different areas of the team fight. You can see Noi not quite able to secure the dragon. I think it just, he smites, I believe, one of the champions. I can't quite see. I think it was actually Pride by accident, but the Moonfall into the last breath, it's too much for SNG to really handle. Dragdar dies, Nolty crucially dies, so fed on that Trundle, and Wazor on the backline isn't able to pick up Bean and doesn't quite have enough damage either to pick up the ore with the shielding and the healing. So, Fnatic, honestly, they just clawed back from a pretty damn big gold deficit. If you think about where we were 5 minutes ago.
I mean, it's only be huge, right? Yeah. Let's actually have a look at the gold now and see where the gold spread is, because Nolty, who was miles ahead of Maxi, still has a pretty significant lead, but the fact he got that shutdown has honestly clawed this Diana back so much for Maxi. You can see topside even right now between Wazor and Pride. Dragdar actually just marginally up over his counterpart, and the real gold lead is just jungle mid right now for the side of Singularity. The gold lead only 2,000 between the teams. It's not that big as turret goes down on the top side. Singularity going to continue to push here on the bottom side. The GP's on the other side of the map, so they should be able to hold the waves pretty effectively, and I don't really think there's too much of Bean's going to be able to do about that one. So this is going to be another tower getting poked up, but I think they're just going to call it here.
Yeah, we'll call it here. And Fnatic picking up that dragon as well. Very, very big deal. It means that, there is no pressure of having to deal with that Infernal Soul in 2.5 minutes time. And I mean, with this additional time bought, it means Bean can hit that 2 iron mark. It means that Dior can pick up that second diamond. He gets to that 100% crit mark where Yasuo can become so oppressive. And of course, Maxi as well, finishing up that Zhonya's before this next fight can be really, really big. Very crucial item power spikes coming in across the board for Fnatic. Look at the other side for SNG. Wazor working towards that Sterax. Noi, it looks like it's just going to finish off the Thornmail. So, for Wazor, more important item. You can see second item rather. Fury has finished up the Zhonya's second. I think it's definitely a very smart purchase in a game like this where the snap engage is so prevalent from Fnatic, and being able to Zhonya's it can be the difference between living and dying. And Dragdar just hit that power spike of the Divine Thunder and Muramana. So SNG, they're online, they're ready for this fight. The question will be, can Fnatic get enough gold in the next, sort of 40, 50 seconds, get the reset off, and then make it back down to the dragon? They all could just die.
I think he might be in trouble. Puts himself the wind wall up to block Dragdar, but Dolphin just flashes forward. True shot barrage into the wind wall from Dragdar. Complete whiff there by him. Meanwhile, Wazor should not be able to hold this wave, actually, as the barrel gets popped by Pride. Has got himself a cannon barrage to clear it out. As the moonfall comes down, he's healing up, he's sustaining up for a while, but not long enough as the tower shot will time out on Maxi. Top lane tower will fall to Singularity, however.
Yeah.
And the Mega Inferno Bomb used. I didn't see where by Fury. I assume it was on the bot side.
Yeah, trying to either clear out the wave or hit Maxi. I wasn't quite sure on which. But Fnatic, they have to reset. And now this should give positional advantage over to SNG. I know they do have a little bit of gold sat in their back pocket, so maybe a reset or two might come out. That could then actually give Fnatic the opportunity to slip in and take priority instead. And it looks like that will be the case. Backing away to the top side, getting a couple of resets off for Fury, Noi. Dragdar did start the challengers, but cancelled. And Fnatic now going to have a positional advantage. Could be a big deal. SNG's composition, it's got a lot of, strong poke in it. Not the best at walking forward, and especially walking forward into the likes of, this Rakan, plus the Diana Yasuo combo. Very scary prospect, even if you've got a lot of self-peel, and just peel in general from the rest of your team. Still, it's Fnatic that will have the advantage in the positional department, and Wazor as well, crucially, not hit that level 13 mark, so that team fighting threat, it's there, but it's not 100% online. And now this is the part where it's scary for SNG. They've got to approach full fog pretty much.
No cannon barrage. No subjugate, although Nulty should be getting it fairly soon. Pride's actually about to gnar out, so that's a scary concept for Singularity, is the zoning Pride away.
Oh!
Stolen dragon by Nulty as Crossfair puts out the Glacial Fissure, and the True Shot Barrage blocked up by a very clutch wind wall from Dejor. But at the end of the day, Singularity do take themselves the dragon, and Crossfair continues to try and just find these bits to control. As that's a big bomb. Ruck's going to get heavily chunked out.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage here. I wonder, I mean, SNG, they want to push up the mid lane. They want to try and break open the base.
They got Ziggs that can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I had my eyes more on the Baron, honestly, but this is just going to be a freebie. Nothing Fnatic can do about that one. Had to go back to reset. Pride on the bottom side. Going to be matched here by Wazel. Wazel actually almost 2 levels down. But should, I imagine, be pretty close to level 13. He's been getting bullied out quite heavily on the side lanes by Fnatic, so it's no surprise that he is down in XP.
Yeah, about one more wave. It should be there.
But taking a bit of a step back, you can see now Fnatic, they've got those 2 IM power spikes, so team fighting gonna be, honestly, not so difficult anymore for Fnatic Rising and the squad. SNG on their own 2 IM marks, so this gold lead silently has been creeping back towards neutral. It's no longer that, 10, 15-ish minute mark where we saw Fnatic Rising were, 7,000 gold down. They are online, a lot of their champions, and again, the threat is there. It's not like the last game, I'll say it one last time, where if SNG had this composition and Fnatic had their last game composition, I'll be looking towards a game 3. They have so much agency to be able to find the snap engages, so it's still all in their hands.
24 minutes on the clock. Singularity, they got a Ziggs, so mid lane's actually so hard for Fnatic to siege about Baron, and I think even with Baron, it's pretty rough. You've now got Muramana and Divine Sunderer finished up onto Dragdar. I mean, there's 3 Divine Sunderers on Singularity, 4 in the game if you include Prides. A lot of sundering to be done.
A lot of thundering to be done, yes. No, thematically, no gods in this game, though.
True,
unfortunately. Yeah. Bit of a shame.
Although, I think Aphelios, when he gets, our observer's showing it. Aphelios, when he gets to, multiple, 4 items, I think at that point you have ascended to godhood, basically.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, maybe there's some weird lore there. As Bean, he's got the chakrams, so this Baron pretty quick. Yasuo as well. Cannon Barrage gonna spot this one out. SNG, are they in position to contest though? Can they find their way in with all the poke?
They've got the globals, they've got the bomb, they've got the true shot. It's gonna get blocked up at the wall. The Baron's been secured by Fnatic, but the health bars are low. True shot barrage comes in. Big gnar backwards, but here comes Dragdar onto the sidelines of the fight. Deja has to flash away, and now he's trapped inside the pit. Maxi's trying to run a bit of a nuisance on the backline, but Bean's gonna lose his life already. And now Dragdar trying to chase Rux down, jumping in forward, can't quite find the Q. Can he E over the wall? Yes, he can. Pride's gonna be the one who he jumps for, but he can't kill Pride. Fnatic now on the run, just trying to strip Baron from members left, right, and center. Rux will be chased down by Crossfair, and it's only going to be 2 who retain the Baron at the end of days, although Rux will give Singularity the old run around. Because I don't think I've seen Crossfair land any of those, but I've seen Dragdar land plenty of those Qs. 26 minutes on the clock, and a Baron picked up for Fnatic Rising, but a team fight victory for Singularity.
Yeah, definitely SNG coming out ahead in the team fight. I think Baron, still the main focus for Fnatic, trying to escape with it was more the MO as opposed to actually trying to take the fight afterwards. I think, though, however, we have to look forward to what this potentially means for the Dragon fight. Because, yes, the Baron's off the map now. Pride and Dior are the only ones that have it as... Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, I did just hear in our ears we're having a replay, so I think we're going to cut to that first. Team fight here at the Baron. The Cannon Barrage spots out. The barrel's stripped away, so real nice by Rux, and I can't quite see who hit the other one. But you can see Maxi chunked out, Pride as well. Nice wind wall. The knock up onto the frontliners of SNG does keep them very busy, and this ultimate from Pride honestly buys a lot of time here for Fnatic Rising. But you can see, take a look at Dragdar again. Yes, Maxi on the bottom side executes Fury, but I mean, Dragdar effectively assassinates Bean on the Aphelios. No one's focusing him down like that same game 1 as hey guys.
Hi, we're back.
Very bare bones.
So just a quick update. It is Singularity having a little bit of a ping issue, so it's actually not a Fnatic pause. Hopefully it won't be too long before we get ready to get back into the action. Typically ping issues don't take too long.
No.
So just a quick reboot at the best. So yeah, it shouldn't be too long before we get back into the action, because honestly, how Fnatic use this. The mid lane turret's still relatively healthy. We got Soul spawning up in 50 seconds, and Fnatic will be able to use the Baron to get themselves pressure on wherever they please, to be fair. So
if they can get Dior and Pride back into the lanes, that's the key thing. Because it is just those 2 members with the Baron. So yes, they've got it. What can they do with it? You know, if they are able to win this fight and quite quickly to still have the buff. Yeah. You know, because you still got 2 mid lane towers, which will be very, very big to take off the map, especially because Ziggs is in it. Hey, everybody, here's the rest of the overlay.
Oh, there we go. I thought it looked a little strange. I couldn't figure out what was going on there.
I think it's still missing. Doesn't it normally have our names, like, right?
It does.
Where my hand, so...
I'm Jamada. He's Hit Brain. In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the pause has ended on my screen, so we should be getting back into the action. I hate pauses at this point in the game because there's so much going on. You want to get in the action, but it does look like the pause has ended. We are getting back onto the Rift for this second game, and Fnatic have equalized the gold lead to the Singularity, considering the 4-0 start for Nulti on the Trundle and how much gold they were able to inject into Wazor. It's been a absolutely wild ride. There's the gold graph, actually, so you can see.
I mean,
look
almost
at that.
6,000 gold up at one point. It was so scary. Now, one thing to track, a couple of flashes. Maxi, Pride, they all no flash. Rux, no flash. Only Bean has flash. And only Prosper has his own flash. So,
oh no, Wazor found himself caught out, has to go in for a quick stopwatch straight away. The True Shot Barrage into the Mega Inferno Bomb. They find themselves a shutdown. Jungle are dead. That's all Singularity need. They can step away. They can call it quits here. Dragon spawning. You don't want to overextend. Just want to try and pick this up. They've got the crab. They've got what they need to work with. But Pride is pretty close to that Gnar as Wazor will be spotted out. Barrel chain going to get blocked. And that is Infernal Soul for Team Singularity. Pride will desperately try to finish this tower up, but Wazor should be able to quickly clear through the wave in time. Oh, my lord.
Yeah, and I mean, I was literally just saying it. No summoner spells. Flashes available. It's going to be in. CC will stick Dragdar.
Oh! Pride, beautiful catch out there. They've got the cannon barrage kind of low-key wasted.
Yeah, great stuff from Pride, actually. A real niche mechanic. Able to mid-hop. And there's a way to do it. I actually can't remember how to verbalize it, but I can do it. Like, you gotta get the Fury mid-jump, and then you can actually Gnar out. Now, Rux on this flank, they all still has the last breath. If Rux is able to get his way in. Desperately trying to force Rux away. Oh, Moonfall though!
There it is! They find the lockup. They find the instant assassination off of the Fury. And even with Soul, Fnatic are able to move through Singularity here. Barrel chain going to come down from Wazor. They do still have the Soul, so they do have some okay wave clear. They're going to be able to hold. I believe Baron's going to have a little bit longer as the True Shot through the goalposts. Does hit the minions though.
Yeah. So SNG just need to regroup. They lose a couple of members back to back, but that's all right. It's just nice picks from Fnatic. And with this Soul, should be able to regain dominance in some of these skirmishes. But again, Fnatic very, very close on some of these carries to being... I mean, they've been online for a little while now, but those 3 iron marks, especially for the Aphelios and the Yasuo, picking up the IEs and the Lord Doms, going to be so strong. You can see Yasuo just finished up that Infinity Edge, and if I'm to be believed, being... yeah, going to finish up the Lord Doms too. So a very strong spike here for Fnatic. And Maxi himself, he's actually very close to the Ravenal Death Cap. So can I just ask if we can get checking? So he's about 700 gold away. So Maxi, next reset or 2, is also going to have that available to him. Then where does that leave the rest of SNG? Because SNG, they've got the Death Cap on Fury. Dragdar, he's got his Sereldas in inventory. Noi, very, very tanky. Though you can see some of the damage that can come out of Bean. Despite that, so has to subjugate one of these divers here from Fnatic. Most likely Pride, just to get all the HP stats in particular. And Wazer also got lesser elders on top of the Sterak. So everybody here, give or take, on 3 items or more. Of course, poor supports don't count, but that does leave both these teams, I'm not going to say necessarily at critical mass, but at a point where, you know, key CC into picks, into straight lockdown will just mean death for whoever is on the other end of it.
Well, I just had the visual key as well. Death's Daughter now just been picked up for Wazer on that Cannon Barrage. Almost got the level 16 mark as well. Death's Daughter, Infernal Soul, Baron Pit, dead team. The magic pen you get from Divine Sunder passive. I think Fnatic, they can't move into these pits as they throw Moonlight Vigil down onto Nolty. Do catch him out, but the True Shot Barrage comes back in. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb. Doesn't actually hit anyone, but on a relatively short cooldown at this point in the game for Fury. So he's A-okay to throw it down. It should be almost up by the time Dragon spawns. And I don't think Fnatic actually have the power to start it on spawn. Nolty, again, just stepping up. He's feeling confident here as he actually spots Dejor.
Rux just walked out of the bush, though. Key thing is
the Cannon Barrage. Maxi's trying to find it. They've got the last breath, but he wasn't in range. They're going to throw it down in time. Fury goes golden. Here's Dragdar, though, on the sideline. Wazer looking for Pride. Pride going in for the Gnar out.
Oh, my God.
Onto one, and Dragdar is untouched. They find themselves a resurrection here, and Fnatic are crumbling at the seams. Pop goes the Weasel as Wazer finds himself the kill, and it's Baron for Singularity, baby.
And this time you could see very, very explicitly where the focus was for Fnatic. It was trying to find Dragdar, but every single opportunity Fnatic find in, Dragdar finds his way out. Superb team fighting from the SNG AD carry yet again. And this time in a game where the composition isn't really, you know, built frontline to keep him alive. That was mostly off the back of his own work. So really good for him, and you can see Fnatic really struggle when they're looking just for that one target man. As we'll have the replay on our screen, you see from Maxi to, you know, Rux everywhere. So Maxi, Moonfall doesn't quite clip him with the flash. You can see Rux also tries to make his way onto Dragdar. It doesn't work. And then Pride's on the flank too, on the backside, whilst the rest of SNG rather take down the divers. Pride isn't able.
Pillar.
Yeah, the pillar as well. Just is not able to find the Mega Gnar. Stellar stuff from Dragdar. And of course, the rest of SNG as Rux.
Oh, they're jumping in. They have found themselves trying to huge True Shot Barrage into the Moonfall. The bomb comes down. Holy moly, where did the health bars go? Dejor goes for a stopwatch, and the barrels are coming in on the side. Can Wazer find the damage? I think he might be able to. It's Fury who climbs up here, and Bean has to flash over the wall, but Singularity may just chase as Wazer throws out a cannon. Gale Force is forced out, and Wazer doesn't have enough of barrel chain to work with. Bean just about surviving here. Oh.
Yeah. Being really low. This Elder Dragon is spawning so soon. We'll see what the choice will be for SNG, because they don't have a jungler for another 15 seconds, effectively around 30 until Naughty makes it back out onto the map. Are they going to have enough time to make a reset happen with that Baron buff? They damn well will. Fnatic Rising going to have to make it back out onto the map, but the Yor's dead for another 15 seconds. We'll have the teleport to make it back out here. A couple of pings onto Fury as he returns back to his side of the map, but I don't think anything's going to come of that. Pride just trying to stack up the Mega. Now Fnatic, they're going to start this one up, but I mean, it's so risky. But you have to.
It's so risky.
Teleport coming down. I mean, it's burning really low, really quickly. Hold on a second.
Very, very low. The bomb comes in. That's Elder picked up for Fnatic. The fight list to instantly break after the True Shot. The Globals are doing oh so much damage. Fnatic can't even get close to Team Singularity. And that is an objective secured for Fnatic. It's going to put the brakes on for Singularity a little bit now.
Yeah, much like game one, Fnatic kind of find a Daylight Robbery Mega buff here in the Elder Dragon. It was just so squishy. It spawned at like 12k. 35 minutes into the game. I forget how the Dragon stats work on the Elder. I think it's just total Dragons taken. My knowledge is a little bit lackluster there. But yeah, Fnatic Rising with this Elder. They've got a solid minute and a half now. It's kind of just roam around the map, see what they can pick up. And, you know, SNG, they have to respect the Elder Dragon. Even if you team fight really well, just having that execute available, you effectively have your HP just kind of shaved off the top. It's a lot of stats to just be missing. So see what Fnatic can actually get here, because for now, it looks like tier 2 on the top side with Pride pushing in is going to be one of the major focuses. They will shove in this mid lane. Wave as well, catch that one quite high. SNG just got to be on the full defensive. They've got a lot of wave clear though to deal with any sieges. So that's the, the major issue for Fnatic to try and work through. And that just makes me think if they make it to a base siege, they might just pull the trigger because Maxi's got that flash available to him. Getting really far forward to set up that last breath is definitely a very valuable option when you've got this Elder still in pocket.
Now the cannon barrage comes down into the bomb as well.
Oh!
Oh my god, this damage as the barrel from Wazor onto free. Elder be damned. Singularity are gonna take this fight. They don't even care right now. They are just gonna run blindly at Fnatic, and Fnatic with the Elder buff have to retreat.
Wow, oh wow. Pillar plus the cannon barrage into the Mega Inferno Bomb, plus the Ezreal Ultimate. It's just so much AoE damage. And because of all the slows, it means that these Ezreal and Ziggs are connecting more often than they're not. Crossfair just picks up 3 Krugs off of an auto attack because of the Infernal proc. You'd love to see that. And I mean, even with the Elder, it's so tough to do anything. Wazor and Fury putting out so much damage. I mean, Dragdar's not far behind them either. And that same level of damage just isn't being output in these team fights by Fnatic right now. And I mean, in all fairness to them, they're team fighting a little more based around, wombo comboing, right? Finding the initial bit of CC and then blowing up the targets inside of that CC. But if they can't do that, it just opens you up to get absolutely slaughtered by the poke. And that's, for the most part, what we've been seeing here.
It's also, look at Singularity's items right now. They're 3 damage dealers. They're 3 primary carries. Wazor, Fury, and Dragdar all on 4 items and in full view of that. Fury wasn't even in that fight, but Pride heavily chunked out. I saw a Yordle and fought Fury. That's what happened there.
That's all right.
Pride heavily chunked out and Elder Dragon's gone.
Yeah.
Time is used up. Fnatic nowhere near as strong as they were with it. And they lost the fight with it, so they're even weaker right now. Almost got full build on Dragdar. You've almost got full build on your GP. You've almost got full build on your Ziggs. You're seeing how much damage just the Mega Inferno Bomb's doing. It's just such a nasty combo because you get slowed down by the Cannon Barrage, and then the Mega Inferno Bomb's guaranteed to at least hit on the edge. And just everyone gets so chunked with a soul buff as well.
Now, let's not forget, though, we are 38 minutes into a game, so all it will take is one team fight with the bases effectively exposed, right? A tower into an inhib on SNG side and, open base for Fnatic. One good team fight could be all it takes at this point. Gold lead closed up, like you were just highlighting all the items, very much there on both parties.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the damage from Bean! What? Over the wall with the Chakrams and the Calibrum. As SNG, they've got mid lane priority. They don't want to walk too far away from the Baron. I think they understand Fnatic can try and start this one up, but they also want to try and crack open this inhibitor. Be big dividends. No, he knocked up.
They're going to use the last breath onto him as well. The True Shot Barrage gets blocked up by the Wind Wall. Dragdar jumps away, and Singularity actually just running into the base. They got the wave to work with.
Hold on.
Fury just burnt the satchel though. Oh my god, what is that?
It doesn't matter.
Damage from the Ziggs.
Oh my god, no.
It's going to be exposed. And Fnatic, they just
the Maxi
tanky enough to do this. He's going to finish the game up. What the hell is Ziggs' passive?
I am flabbergasted.
Okay, 1,101 damage is what Short Fuse does to a tower. He didn't even need Satchel. He was a walking Satchel. Fnatic just got baited so hard. They thought they had position on the Baron, and they absolutely did. And Singularity went, all right, we'll just take the base. We got Ziggs GP. That was absolutely crazy coming out from Team Singularity. Joanna, I'd love to let you talk, but I think we should probably let our analyst desk talk a little bit more about that. We're going to throw to a break, and when we're back, we'll have the analyst desk talk about that absolutely manic game 2.